a number between 1 and 3. That is your card reading for this week, April 21st to April 28th. All right, if you chose card number 1, there is divine intervention that is going to make your foundation rock. So not crumble, but rock. There's going to be a crack, or there's going to be some foundational elements exposed. And the reason why it's divine intervention is that it basically would never have happened unless something else happened. So it was a very intricate, detailed kind of like crash situation where when you do go back being like, wow, actually, if this didn't happen, then that wouldn't have happened, then that wouldn't have happened. And that's how we know it's divine intervention, because what are the odds that it's literally within seconds? Like there's no way. I'll give you an example. My partner finally got their vasectomy. Thank God. My partner finally got their vasectomy, and at the vasectomy clinic, which is like an hour away from where we live, I talked to everybody. I talked to another mom there because she had a baby. So I was talking to the mom there, and her partner was getting their vasectomy. So I see them there communicating with them. Let me tell you, my partner was milking it. But I went out grocery shopping maybe like 3 days later, and I swear on my life, I saw that same couple to the point where we looked at each other being like an hour away. What are the odds? The reason why I saw that couple is because the partner who got the same procedure that my partner did was walking just fine. He looked great, picking things up, doing what he needs to do. But then here I am going home being like, why are you bedridden? Like, what? You know what I mean? So things like that, it's like, what are the odds that I went at that exact moment, you know, and went that route that got me there at that second that would give me eye contact with those people? These things are fated. They are fated, okay? They are magic. They are so non-coincidental that they are divinely guided. Like, that's exactly what it is, because there's just no way otherwise. Divinely guided to remind you that you've been working way too hard, that the foundation is cracked. So I was able to be aware of that to then go home being like, get your ass up, right? No more rest. Get up. Otherwise, my foundation would have been completely rocked. I would have been adjusting all week and stretching the capacity to do things where it's like, I'm seeing that I don't have to put in so much effort, because that awareness that it's really not that bad, right? So this week, divine intervention is coming in to remind you that you've been busting your ass for something that actually you don't have the capacity for, and you will burn out. So you might as well at this point right now take that coincidence as a sign that you need to stop fighting so hard for a foundation that is cracked, that is not okay. All right. Okay. Card number 2. This card was face down, meaning it's something very much pushed down into our subconscious, and it's the Ace of Pentacles. I rarely get to see this card, not in this economy, right? So the Ace of Pentacles is saying you have a gift of abundance that wants to be invested and grow this week. If you've been even considering investing time, money, energy, focus attention into anything, this is the week to do it, and you will really see that energy grow. You know, I just found out that my grandmother, she was a widow. She was a Scorpio. She was a widow very, very young. And back in the day, like, she was born in 1929. So back in the day, they weren't giving out money and securities like they do. Well, anyways. So my grandmother, I just found out that as a widow, she ended up using astrology in order to do the business charts of these startup businesses and these, you know, small businesses that she could then invest in. And that ended up supporting a family of 4 back in the day, like back in the 50s, right? She, as a single woman in the 50s, supported her entire 3 children, her entire family as a widow using astrology. We have tools to invest. And sometimes it's just our intuition. Sometimes it's saying, you know, I really vibe with that starter company. I really feel good about that person. Intuition is the new source of abundance, right? Like even these days, people say that they save up for their trip, they go on their trip and they're still mistreated. Yeah, because money doesn't talk the way that energy is these days. So we can take that energy of abundance, apply it into different places to invest, and watch it grow over the next 6 months. But you got to report back and let me know, because I'm starting this too. Like, I hope I choose card number 2 this week. All right, if you chose card number 3, this one was really interesting. This is the Hanged One. So the Hanged One is about making a sacrifice, right? And saying, I'm going to sacrifice this for the sins of others. It's basically the Christ energy saying, I will sacrifice in order for you to thrive. The reason why that's so important, I think that, we walk around wearing these crosses and we understand that there was that sacrifice that needs to be happening. But in every religion, in every frequency, everything is transactional, right? So even when you go to a Catholic church, you are giving, right? With the basket. There's always going to be a sacrifice in order to receive. It just is what it is, okay? We need to give in order to get. That's how the universe makes sure that we're in that energy of reciprocity, right? Constantly sacrificing in order to receive. So I'd ask what you need to sacrifice. And the first card that tried to come out was a security card. But now, when I was like, are you sure? The Ace of Wands came out. So what we need to sacrifice is a new beginning that would have given us a sense of security, but it's not what we actually need in order to fully embrace this new journey or adventure that we're on. So we have to sacrifice something new that we thought would give us a sense of security in order to receive something even bigger. But that sacrifice, like, it has to feel like it's a loss. It has to feel like you were having to give up something in order to get something even better and bigger. And you have to also check in with your morals. Are you okay with sacrificing that for this? Is it worth it? Is it really worth it? Especially when it comes to the afterlife, right? Is it worth giving up your integrity and sacrificing something that actually should not be sacrificed? Right? Like, all I'm saying is don't be like sacrificing animals and stuff, right? Like, the bigger sacrifice, the bigger reward for sure, because it's transactional, but you want to make sure that integrity and ethics and morals are attached to it. And that's why it is easy to sacrifice money or to give the energy of money, but that is also sacrificing your time, right? Depending on how you receive the money, right? So if you receive the money through an inheritance, is it worth that person's life to sacrifice that person's their abundance for this thing? So get really clear about what you're willing to sacrifice, that you'll feel that pain of loss, but will still allow for that abundance to flow back in. And then what you can then do with that abundance flowing back in is replace what was sacrificed, right? You got to move out of your old house in order to move into your new house, and that's a sacrifice. All right. If you'd like a personalized reading, you can find me on Instagram at Beyond Your Sun Sign, or you can email me directly, beyondyoursunsign@gmail.com. Have an amazing week, and I will see you next week. Bye.